Well, over the past week or so, the 49ers have signed two veteran wide receivers to one-year deals. Not extremely needle-moving transactions, but still significant ones that, of course, we're going to cover on this channel. The latest was today. Malik Turner, formerly with the Seahawks, then the Dallas Cowboys, is now with the 49ers for at least the 2022 season, unless the 49ers cut him a little bit sooner than that, but he's under contract for a year. And Turner, it's an interesting guy because he's a big-bodied receiver, 6'2". He's got some weight to him, good weight, muscle. He's got a good frame. He can block in Kyle Shanahan's scheme. And, this is on top of Marcus Johnson, who isn't small either. The 49ers picked up Johnson, the Texas product, last week. So that's two veterans on one-year deals that Kyle Shanahan can plug and play into an offense that, obviously wants its perimeter players, its receivers to be able to deliver in the run game. And I think both of these guys can block. I think Malik Turner is also a potential special teams weapon for the 49ers. So why don't we take a quick look to see how both of these receivers slot into the depth chart. Here is the most recent copy. You can take a look at the yellow highlights. That's players that the 49ers have signed this offseason. Obviously, you have Ayuk, you have Deebo Samuels, you have Juwan Jennings, who's an exclusive rights free agent who the 49ers are interested in signing to a longer-term deal. Those are your top three. Beyond that, the 49ers are really trying to round out the room. And obviously, Ray McLeod, if he's healthy, he's going to be on this team. He's a 5'9" guy, though. He's not a player who you're going to count on the block. I don't want to say a lot, hardly at all. At 5'9", Ray McLeod is going to be more of a gadget-type weapon and obviously a return weapon. And then you got Malik Turner, a 6'2" receiver, who is going to be able to block for the 49ers. And Marcus Johnson, I also like his 6'1" frame. If the season started today, these would be your 6 wide receivers on the 53-man. You'd have Ayuk, Samuel, Juwan Jennings, Marcus Johnson, Malik Turner, and Ray McLeod. Now, obviously, the season is not starting today, but since you have 5 or 6, I put 5 down here at the bottom of the screen, receivers who can make the 53-man roster, you do have to look at this as a situation where the 49ers have legitimately created a situation where the roster, I think, is passable offensively if they had to play a football game on Sunday, but they also have the draft coming up at the end of this month, and that is the goal that you want when you're coming out of free agency. You want a team that's passable, but one that can still improve. And the 49ers have 9 draft picks through which they can improve via rookies in just a couple of weeks. So I do expect that the 49ers will still try to either pick somebody in their 9 picks or sign an undrafted free agent or 2 to try to bolster that receiver room. But with Malik Turner and with Marcus Johnson, I do think that the 49ers have buoyed themselves veteran-wise beyond the frontline players to work within Kyle Shanahan's scheme. Now, Turner, it's an interesting player because the 49ers have some history with him. He played for the Seahawks, and remember that 2019 game, the Seahawks won at Levi Stadium, Monday Night Football. Turner had 2 big catches in overtime. Got it from Russell Wilson. Out pattern against Fred Warner. That picked up some yardage, and the Seahawks moved down the field. Obviously, Dre Greenlaw had that big interception. But the 49ers fans should be a little familiar with Turner. Also had it was a flea flicker kind of play in the playoffs for the Seahawks against the Eagles where Wilson threw a dime, a nice little bomb over the middle of the field, 33-yard touchdown. So the guy can track the ball. The guy can make some catches. He only has 25 career catches. So these aren't really needle-moving signings, but they are interesting signings for the 49ers as they try to bolster at least their depth and their special teams. It's been important to them, especially with a special teams coordinator, Brian Schneider, who's coming over from Seattle and obviously is familiar with Malik Turner. The 49ers are trying to take care of that phase of the game. Obviously, the 49ers can still upgrade via the draft, even though that 53-man roster right now is passable. That's the objective at this point of the year. And no, signing Malik Turner has nothing to do with Deebo Samuel. That's just an example of people trying to read too far into things. It's not the case with this one-year signing. It doesn't mean anything as far as all-pro type of player in Deebo Samuel and his contract situation for the 49ers. You're going to see signings here in, here out throughout the entire season. The 49ers obviously negotiating with Samuel, trying to find common ground. I have a whole video dedicated to that, so make sure you go check that one out. But this signing right here of Malik Turner has nothing to do with it. Don't ascribe meaning where there is none. All right, everybody, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Malik Turner, Marcus Johnson, both aboard as 49ers receivers as they continue to fill out this 53-man roster. I guess it's a 90-man roster right now. It'll be a 53-man roster in a few months. But these two signings are good for that. Their insulation, their depth signings, their special team signings, and most importantly, the 49ers still have a chance to upgrade at wide receiver via this coming draft. So follow along because we'll be covering the hell out of that over the next couple of weeks. Everybody take care.